lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do?
Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am joined by a very, very special guest, and that is my now fiance, Alex. So you guys have probably seen him on my channel before, but I think this is the first time you're joining for like a sit down kind of video.
Little nervous. Got the butterflies.
So as you guys already know from the title and from the fact I just called him my fiance, we have some really exciting news to share over here on YouTube, and that is that we are engaged. We are so excited. We've been engaged for just over 2 weeks now. And in today's video, we are going to be sharing the proposal story and just everything about our engagement. We are just like honestly still on cloud 9. We announced it over on Instagram already. So first and foremost, I feel like we just want to say a huge thank you. If you already saw the news over on Instagram and left a comment, sent a DM, it just means so much to us. Like, we were obviously already so excited, but seeing how excited you guys were and just all the love that you're pouring our way just honestly took it to the next level and made us feel like we just got engaged all over again. So Alex did get a professional photographer, so we'll definitely make sure to include some photos throughout, and I also took a little video at the end of like the whole proposal setup, so we'll definitely show you guys all of that. But I guess let's take it to the beginning, so where it all happened. So we were actually in Los Angeles when he proposed, which I really love that you like chose to propose there, because I feel like LA is a place we're gonna go back to a lot, and now every time we go back we'll be able to relive that moment, which is like so awesome. So basically we were going to LA for Thanksgiving to visit our friend who lived there, and Alex and I had talked about getting engaged, so I knew that it was something that, you know, was on the horizon. I just had no idea like when it was actually going to happen. So that was actually a question that I got a lot because my nails were done, and I did have people asking me like, did you know it was gonna happen? Like, your nails were done? And I guess the answer is yes and no. So like, yes, I knew that it was gonna happen at some point. Like, we had talked about it, we had went and looked at rings together, but no, I did not know that it was going to happen like in LA or on that day. I was kind of just always prepared. I would say like I was just like going and getting my nails done regularly and just like wanted to make sure they were going to be done when it happened. So basically a few days after Alex proposed was our 11-year anniversary. So we had talked about if we wanted to like celebrate our anniversary in LA, and Alex decided that he was going to book us at like a winery when we were there a few days before our anniversary. So I didn't know this at the time, but you were actually planning on proposing at the winery, but then with COVID, things didn't go quite as planned. So a few days before we went to LA, the winery got canceled. How are you feeling?
I was not feeling great. It's not feeling great. It was kind of the theme of the year because we had originally looked at rings in February, and I was hoping to propose in like the early summer or late spring, but with COVID, we actually I didn't get the ring until the middle of June, and then went into busy season for work. And so it was kind of scrambling in September to figure out what we were gonna do. And thought LA was going to be this perfect opportunity. And so I started planning in late September this awesome romantic getaway at a winery vineyard in Malibu, and had rented it out and like planned floral arrangements, had this whole story that I was trying to tell. And then what Rachel just said, on Monday, Governor Newsom closed down all bars, restaurants, and vineyards, event spaces really in general, 2 days before we were flying out to LA.
Oh my
and
gosh.
So yeah, a little put the brakes on pretty hard there, and had to quickly pivot and try and find some place that would work.
Oh my gosh, it's like crazy because looking back now, there were so many signs, but apparently I'm just like oblivious to everything, because Alex was kind of like, you weren't freaking out, but you were like adamant.
I was freaking out.
You were
freaking out.
But you were like adamant about like don't worry, like I'm still gonna plan us something
An
fun
anniversary.
to do for our anniversary celebration. So basically then Alex was like scrambling to find something else to do, and my friend who we were visiting in LA, her name's Sana, and she sent me a screenshot between her and who at the time I thought was one of her other friends who lived in LA, basically saying like, hey, you know, I work at this hotel and I can get you guys on a list to like eat and drink at the hotel, even though it's typically just only for hotel guests with the new like COVID restrictions. So she texted me, sending me the screenshot conversation between her and her friend, and said if that's something Alex and I wanted to do to celebrate our anniversary instead, then we could do that. Now, I know now that that whole thing was like completely fake. So actually she had changed her boyfriend's name in her phone and had basically like had this whole conversation with herself and just like sent me a screenshot. So honestly, you guys like really, you were like really trying to throw me off the tracks, and it totally worked. I had no idea. I also assumed that like if Alex was gonna propose in LA, then my friend Senna would definitely know about it, and if she knew about it, then I would get some vibes. But she was like really throwing me off, like really making me feel like I haven't heard anything, like maybe it's not gonna happen this year. So I like really was not expecting it at all. So basically we get there. I think that we still don't have anything planned, and I think we were like driving around. Yeah. By the way, I never really confirmed with her that we wanted to do that like dinner on the rooftop thing. It kind of just like went away, I feel like. And so then we were driving around and Alex was like, oh my gosh, I just thought of an idea of like what we could do to celebrate our anniversary instead. But you said you were gonna keep it a surprise.
I did.
You did keep it a surprise. So he said he was gonna keep it a surprise because it wasn't as fun as the winery, so that way it would still be like
the element of surprise.
Yeah, because it was a surprise.
Would elevate
yeah.
the experience.
So Friday comes around, which is the day that he proposed, and I still have no idea what's happening, and he won't tell me. My friend is acting like she doesn't know what we're doing either. Alex basically just tells me what time we need to leave, and then a little bit before he leave, he also told me to pack an overnight bag. So
cue Rachel freaking out, which I did not know about.
So this is when internally I started to be like, hold on. An overnight bag, like this seems like more than just a little date. Like, could this be the moment? Like, could he be proposing this like evening? But then I think I was like trying not to let myself get too excited because I didn't want to be like disappointed. So at the same time, I was like telling myself, you know, like don't get too excited. Like all these other signs are telling you that it's not happening right now. So like just don't let yourself get too excited about it because it's probably not happening. And then as we started to get dressed, like Alex was wearing like a nicer suit jacket, and so I kind of just like dressed to match, I guess. So we were both dressed up going somewhere, I didn't know where. So then when we were in the car, that's when you were like, okay, do you want to know what we're doing? And I was like, yes, I want to know. And Alex was like, okay, we're gonna do like the rooftop dinner and drinks that Senna's friend had set up. And okay, so my immediate reaction, I think to you, I still acted
No, I
like,
didn't notice at all.
Yeah, to you, like, I didn't want to like let him know that I was disappointed. So I was like, oh, that's so fun. But like internally, two things were going through my head. So number one, I was like, okay, I am not getting engaged tonight. And then number two, I was like, kind of like, not like genuinely mad, but kind of like, oh my God, are you kidding? Like my friend was acting like she had no idea what we were doing for the surprise date, but like obviously she knew all along. And so we get to the hotel, and another thing that apparently was weird, but like I just like did not recognize at all in the moment. So we get there, and immediately the person at the front desk is like, oh, you guys are here for like the rooftop dinner and drinks. And afterwards, Alex is like, you didn't think that that was weird?
She didn't ask us to check in or anything.
Yeah, it's like, if you
just immediately goes to the elevator, puts it, basically shoves us in.
Yeah, so I guess I'm just oblivious. I was just like, yeah, we're here for the dinner and drinks on the rooftop, and she just like leads us in. So at this point, I obviously still don't know what's happening, especially because like it had been kind of like set up before in my mind that this was like a real thing. So
a lot of groundwork.
Yeah, a lot of groundwork.
Into the psychological brainwash.
It worked. So then we're like in the elevator. How are you feeling at this point?
Excited, really excited. Butterflies.
So we're going up, the elevator doors open, and there is a picture of us on like an open printed out book, like a book cutout with a picture of us and like a little quote. And that was like the moment that it hit me, like, holy shit, I'm getting engaged right now.
Rachel goes, yee! And her heels click, and I got so excited.
Oh my God.
Awesome. It was such a magic moment.
It just like, it was so overwhelming and like honestly came over. I feel like I'm gonna get teary-eyed even like thinking about it again. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so basically the door's open, now I'm like gonna cry. And there was like that moment where I just like realized like what was about to happen, and it just like totally threw me off because, you know, I was expecting the doors to open and there to be like a bunch of tables and like people sitting and like having dinner on the rooftop. And instead it was just completely like empty besides the whole proposal setup. And it was like a really overwhelming moment.
Yeah.
And I just got so excited. I pretty much started crying like immediately.
Yeah.
So the way that you had set it up was kind of like we walked through the rooftop, and throughout the rooftop were like the different pages of our love story.
Yeah, that was the idea. Like each of the pictures was like a different point in our lives and like how we grew together or something like very meaningful to our relationship. And then either like a quote or description that kind of like told the story. And then at the end was like the proposal scene, and it was like, let's take the next chapter together. And then I gave my speech.
Oh my gosh, it was so cute. It was like honestly a dream like proposal come true for me. He had a photographer there, so it was perfect because it was like so private, that moment between the two of us. There wasn't like a crowd around or anything, but there was still a photographer there, so we got to like capture those moments and share it with like our friends and our family kind of after the fact. So I feel like it was like the best of both worlds, I guess.
And I was still able to sneak some wine up there, which was good because we were both a little shaky. Needed a little wine. We were
Oh my gosh.
we were a little excited, and yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Good
like
excited.
when he was putting the ring on my finger, like I'm pretty sure my hand was like shaking.
Yeah. Mine too.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that was pretty much the story. It was honestly so perfect. Like, it was a moment I'll never forget. We were both just like so happy. And after the proposal also, so we like, you know, there was the proposal. We obviously just like celebrated on the rooftop, him and I, and we got some pictures with the photographer, drank some champagne. They brought us up like some chocolate covered strawberries, and then the night continued. So Alex had also booked us a room at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, which was such a beautiful space. And I love that it wasn't just like the moment and then we like didn't know what to do next, you know, like he kind of had this whole evening planned for us. So after the proposal, we drove over to the hotel and got to just like continue our celebrations there. Got a couple more bottles of champagne and called like all of our, you know, family and really close friends. I feel like that moment was also
It was awesome.
so
Really special.
amazing. Just like getting to call everyone and share the news. It was, again, just like reliving that moment kind of like all over again every time. And actually, I feel like the way we like told our family was was really fun. So they knew also that like we had come to the decision that like we were ready to get engaged. Your parents actually knew it was going to happen.
They knew it was happening that day.
During the that day. My parents just knew that like it was something we had talked about, but they didn't know that it was going to happen on that trip.
Yeah, I got her dad's permission almost a year ago in preparation because I didn't know when we'd be back next. Thank God.
The way that we like called all of our family is, you got these masks from what? From
We should show them in the video at the end. But yeah,
I'll show you guys a picture of them.
But we put on these masks and they say, I asked, and her said, or no,
Mine
yours
said
said he asked, and mine said, she said yes.
Yeah.
And so we'd wear those and then would call our family.
It was so fun.
They didn't read them. So we'd just be on the phone for like 45 seconds. We're like, no, but do you like our masks? Like, do you notice anything about them?
Like, we literally had to explicitly call it out, and then it was so fun like seeing the moment when everyone would like read them and like process what had happened. And then I would like show off my ring, and it was so fun. Speaking of the ring also, so I very sadly do not have it right now to show you guys. It is off getting appraised. but I do have like some videos and pictures, so I'll make sure to include some so you guys can see it. I did get a lot of questions on like if we went and like picked out the ring together or not, so I would say that's also like a yes and no answer. So we did go and like look at rings together. However, Alex got the ring custom made, so we basically went and I got to pick out like the type of stone that I wanted, like if I wanted a gold or silver band, like elements like that. And then Alex took all those elements that I said I wanted based on looking at a bunch of different rings and kind of put them all together into my absolute dream ring. So it was kind of perfect because I obviously felt very confident that I was going to love it. But at the same time, when he proposed, it was the very first time that I had ever like seen it. So I still loved that I had that element of like, oh my God, I'm seeing my ring like for the very first time.
But weren't disappointed because you knew it was because you planned enough that I couldn't mess it up.
I wasn't stressed about it because I got to help him like decide on the elements I wanted, but
definitely would recommend.
But yeah, I am obsessed with it. We went with an emerald cut. It's like a very dainty thin band. It's two-tone, so the band is yellow gold, and then everything that's actually touching like the diamond and like the hidden halo is all in platinum. I love it so much. Yeah, so I think that that's it. If you guys have any other questions that we didn't answer, definitely feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you guys. I mean, all in all, it was just like the best day ever.
Yeah.
And it was so special. It was so perfect. Even though it was like, now I know it was almost like, I mean, it was your plan B proposal, but to me it was just so perfect and you did such a good job.
Thanks.
And I mean, we're just so excited that we're engaged now. We get to start planning the wedding and we're not planning on getting married like super fast. We're right now anticipating like a 2022 wedding. So we'll see how everything plans out, but yeah, definitely not trying to rush it. We want to just enjoy the time in our life of being engaged. Okay, so I guess that is it. That is our proposal story. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you again for everyone who has sent love and congratulations our way. We really appreciate it and it means so much to us. I have been posting some more like photos from the proposal and things like that over on my Instagram, so if you guys don't follow me there already, then definitely make sure to give me a follow. I feel like that's probably where I'll be doing my more like real-time updates as far as like wedding planning and all of that, but of course you can also expect some really fun wedding content on here. I am so excited. With that said, thank you guys so much. Thank you to my special guest, my fiance, for joining me in today's video. We love you guys and I will see you guys in the next one.
And if you are ready to take the next chapter with my fiance, you can subscribe below.
Yeah. That was good, babe. And don't forget to subscribe. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye. I think you should keep that. That's pretty funny.
My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon is the snow, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire. You're my heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world on fire. I just want you, I just need you. I don't know what it is you do. I just want you, I just need you. I don't know what it is you do. I just wanna love